Took a lot to kill you. I just played bad.
This is just the kind of stuff you see in keys nowadays. So we're coming into this pack, made a huge error leading up to it. Keys a little bit on thin ice as it is. I don't really feel like it's going to be a downgrade or anything like that just yet, but it's not a great start. We have a couple deaths. Rogue's dead. Healer's rezzing him. So we're kind of already starting this pack off to a weird start. And it really, really turns into calamity here. So just watch what this looks like because it's actually quite odd how these two like multiple mistakes all lead to this eventual disband because this guy doesn't have a good mentality for what keys are supposed to be. So we're pulling it all now. I have everything up. I got all my CDs up. So I can pull all of this. I assume the DPS probably have all of them too, right? So he's got all of his combustion, all that stuff up, but he's also got Bloodlust up. He's going to go ahead and use Bloodlust here. Now, nobody asked him to do that. It wasn't called for. I don't think we needed it to survive the pack, but it's probably not the worst decision that it's ever been made. But I do think it's a selfish decision. I think he's doing it because he knows he's going to be able to pad pretty hard on these toiling groundskeepers coming in. It's a pretty dangerous pack, but he also knows he's going to be able to do insane damage. And regardless, that seems to be one of the only things he cares about in this key based on what transpires. So we see, we go in here, we got these wicked bolts. Now I'm taking a ton of damage from these guys. So these are the things I'm kicking anymore. There's a lot of other casts going on. There's basically 3 casts that need to be kicked on this pack. But, 3 casts get out of 4. Nobody kicks anything yet. Of course, the rogue's not even here yet. So just something to keep in mind. So collect sins is going out. We also have cursive obliteration. Now, this is a dispellable. It basically puts a red ring on the character, and when that ring expires, it explodes, does a ton of damage to the person and anybody else in the ring. So 2 of these are going to go out. Collect sins also going out. So there's a lot of things to be interrupting right now, but as you see, everybody's kind of just silent here. So luckily, collect sins get interrupted because it gets knocked in the air, and one of the curses also gets knocked up in the air. So we got 2 interrupts by accident. Nobody actually pressed a spell there. That's the volcanic plumage knocking the mobs in the air. So we got a little lucky there. I'm not really sure. We just got very lucky. Let's put it that way. But one does go out. It goes on the hunter. So this hunter now has the debuff, and it is dispellable by the resto druid or the mage who just bloodlusted for himself. And I don't know which one does it because I don't have anything on my screen showing this, but it is going to get dispelled. You see about 50% of the duration goes by and then it gets dispelled. So that's great. But now this is where things get interesting. So you see at the same time Thrash is beginning, so is the Siphon life cast. Now that's stoppable in a variety of ways. I could actually stun or potentially grip it and stop the cast, but it's something that I think the healer usually is expected to deal with. So you can dispel that. It's a magic debuff. It's going to do a lot of damage on a single target. But like I said, if we stun or stop the cast in some way, maybe Hunter, maybe Rogue also does that. Maybe Druid knocks back. I don't know exactly how many different options we have at this point, but a couple options to stop it, one or maybe 2 clear options to remove it, one of which could be ice block, right? Of course, not going to happen when this guy's got combustion up. So he's going to go ahead and get the debuff here. Now, the thing that's weird about this footage is it doesn't show the debuff on him after like the first second of applying. So it just goes away. Now, I don't know if that's because it gets dispelled. I doubt it because of how much damage it takes. I think it's probably just something with how the Blizzard frames show the debuff, because you see this guy's just taken, he had a shield on as well. And now he's down to 85%. And that could be just from the thrash, but everybody else is very healthy. So I highly doubt it. And then you're going to see this next tick here. It's going to hit him for down to 50%. So presumably both the dot and the thrash maybe lining up at the same time, hitting him for massive damage. And then, it's going to just continue. So then he goes from 50 to 17 and gets some kind of heal and something like that. And then he just dies. Okay, so now that guy died doing 53k DPS, right? What do you think? You think he's happy about that? I think you're going to be, you're probably not going to be surprised, but it is shocking to me how people I mean, this guy doesn't care that we finished this pack without him. He doesn't care that the key potentially could still be an upgrade. He has no interest in that. The only thing he's concerned with is potentially looking good on the DPS meters. He was doing so much damage there. That seems like the only actual reason he's playing. And I just don't really know how to solve that, because I bet there's a lot of people who are good players who feel that same way. They're like, oh my God, I was doing so much damage and something happened against me. And he's just going to lash out. Whether or not the druid fails to dispel him or not here, or lets him die as he alleges. I mean, first of all, there was multiple chances to interrupt, multiple chances to dispel, and multiple chances to just survive with like ice block or something like that. There's multiple ways to survive this, and none of them happen. So let's just you can just watch the rest and let me know what you think. But I mean, this is just really a great summary of keys right now. And the ex GM of the guild that I'm in now, his name was Dyax, and he always called it mage syndrome. It was like this innate ability for the mage to care about nothing over DPS. Like DPS would always top his interest level, no matter what. And we had this guy in the guild back in the very early days. The guy's name was Necrophiliac, played an undead arcane mage. And he would, if you don't know Arcane back in the day, it was like this ridiculous, uncontrollable damage, but threat was still a thing in Wrath. He would literally just do like 22k DPS on the pole, which was like 10 times more than every other player. He would pull threat and die I mean, literally, this was like clockwork. He would pull threat and die and then brag about how much DPS he did. And we were like, dude, you've been dead for 10 minutes. Like you missed the whole fight. And he was, but look at how much damage I did. If you guys could just keep threat, I would have annihilated that mob. It's like, oh my God, man, that's a mage syndrome. This guy's got it. So let me know what you think about this. But yeah, you watch the rest of this and you be the judge. I don't know.
I was relying on the slow on the dogs to drop stacks there, and didn't realize that the ability to slow them was not possible. This is the fix. See, when I did that same pull on Wednesday or whenever it was. Wait, what the fuck? We lusted. Fat heals from Resto. Wonder why you don't see more of them. Oh yeah. It's too busy talking, so I want to play it safe. Oh boy, they don't like each other. Because he did 243 DPS, that's why. Yeah, that's true. That's a big part of it. Had some great resto druids this week. Oh yeah, nice. Nice debate is going on between the mage and the resto, yeah. Two real winners there. That feels like that deserves a video right there, I don't know. That was a really dumb reason to leave a key. I don't know though, I guess it was probably not going to be an upgrade anyway, we're not doing very well.